Welcome to the Tech Life. Today I'm going to talk about the iOS 18 mystery update. Let's get into the video.
Apple's iOS 18 update is launching in a few months' time, and if you believe the newest reports, it's going to be the biggest iPhone upgrade yet. That's because iOS 18 will be packed with artificial intelligence, AI-based features, and other major enhancements that will change your iPhone more than ever before, according to Bloomberg's Gurman. iOS 18 will most certainly come to your iPhone in September 2024, along with the next generation of the iPhone 16. However, iOS 18 will surely arrive earlier as both a developer and public beta. In fact, the very first developer beta of iOS 18 should be out shortly after Apple's WWDC 24 keynote concludes. I'm told that the new operating system is seen within the company as one of the biggest iOS updates, if not the biggest, in the company's history, Gurman wrote in his Power On newsletter. With that knowledge, Apple's Developers Conference in June should be pretty exciting. Apple CEO Tim Cook said in February that Apple is investing a tremendous amount of time and effort on artificial intelligence, and he confirmed that Apple plans to share the details of its ongoing AI work later this year. As with all iOS updates, iOS 18 will be accompanied by iPadOS 18, a version of iOS 18 with some features specific to the larger displays of Apple's tablet lineup. Generative AI features. Apple is said to be racing to catch up to companies that have an AI head start, such as Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and OpenAI. Apple is spending more than $1 billion per year on AI research and the hardware needed to run large language models. Apple is said to be planning to use AI in multiple ways in iOS 18, boosting many of its built-in apps. In Apple Music, for example, Apple could offer auto-generated Apple Music playlists, and apps like Pages and Keynote can offer AI-assisted writing and slide deck creation. Some of the most cutting-edge AI features that Apple implements may be limited to the iPhone 16 models with their more powerful chips. If certain generative AI features are limited to on-device processing, they would likely be available only on the iPhone 16 models. Apple is said to be still debating whether to limit generative AI to on-device or to deploy it via the cloud, as the on-device approach would be more secure and Apple tends to prioritize security. Apple could have a hybrid approach with some functionality in the cloud and some more sensitive data handled only on-device.
Apple is building AI servers in 2023 and 2024 and will be ready to deploy generative AI functionality in late 2024, which would line up with the September debut of iOS 18. While Apple is focusing heavily on new features, executives at the company are still making sure that new additions work as expected. Apple in November paused all work on new features in iOS 18 in order to spend a week cleaning up bugs. Apple's full generative AI vision will take time to fully scale, so the complete suite of AI features that Apple has planned might not arrive in iOS 18. Siri will take advantage of the artificial intelligence improvements that Apple is bringing in iOS 18. One leaker has suggested that Apple is planning to use large language models, LLMs, to entirely revamp Siri and turn it into the ultimate virtual assistant. LLMs are the driving force behind chatbots like ChatGPT, and they incorporate huge amounts of data and use algorithms to generate content based on that information. Rumors suggest that Siri will have better natural conversation capabilities and improved user personalization. The new functionality will be available across device, so Siri may retain conversation information from one device to another. Bloomberg's Gurman says that one of the specific features Apple is developing is an improved interaction between Siri and the Messages app, which would let Siri auto-complete sentences more effectively and answer complex questions. According to the information, Siri will gain deeper integration with the Shortcuts app, with users able to automate complex tasks. Siri, for example, might be able to take a series of 5 photos, turn them into a GIF, and send the resulting GIF to someone all with one command. RCS for better texting with Android users. Apple, later in 2024, will adopt the Rich Communication Services (RCS) standard as an alternative to SMS (MMS). iMessage isn't going anywhere for iPhone-to-iPhone conversations, but RCS will make iPhone-to-Android conversations better in myriad ways. Sending photos and videos to Android users from an iPhone will no longer result in errors, and group chats will have better performance. Features like cross-platform emoji reactions, read receipts, and real-time typing indicators will also be added. Apple hasn't provided specifics on when RCS will be adopted, but later in 2024 suggests that it's going to come following the launch of iOS 18. Everything about RCS and what it means for iPhone users can be found in our RCS guide. Vision OS design changes. One rumor suggests that iOS 18 will feature Vision OS-inspired design elements with new translucent looks for navigation bars and other system menus and built-in apps. The report comes from Israeli site The Verifier, which has a mixed rumor track record. iOS 18 launch date. iOS 18 will be previewed at the Worldwide Developers Conference in June 2024. After WWDC, iOS 18 will be made available to developers for testing purposes, with a public beta likely to come out sometime in July. Following the beta testing period, iOS 18 will see a launch in September 2024 alongside new iPhones. iOS 18 compatible devices. When it comes to compatibility, we know what the majority of eligible iPhones are. Generally, the iPhone 11 series and newer are guaranteed to get iOS 18. However, the lower bracket is a bit mysterious, all things considered. Certainly, the iPhone XR, iPhone XS, and iPhone XS Max should be dropped from the supported devices list, but it's not historically uncommon for Apple to extend the support for some older iPhones beyond the usual 5-year period. It's quite interesting to see how and if Apple would react to Google's recent commitment to 7 years of software support for the Pixel 8 series. An equivalent policy for the iPhone would send ripples across the industry and pretty much force every other manufacturer to provide such a lengthy amount of support. So to sum up, here's what devices will likely get iOS 18.